Gamer. Hey everybody, Hakayas here, and as promised, I have another Universal Yums Yum Yum box to unbox here. So today's box is from a place with Gangnam style, so that'll be South Korea, which is super exciting to me. You'll know that, you should know if you're a fan of my channel, that I like some K-pop. So I'm excited to try some South Korean snacks that maybe some of those K-pop idols have had. And once again, we have a lovely little box here. We got a squid and some flowers, and then we got some information. Let's see, we got Seoul. The company that makes the Choco Pie in your box is based here. The 5th tallest building on Earth. That's cool. And then we got Soraksan National Park with peaks over 5,500 feet. It's no wonder Soraksan means snowy peak mountains. You got the Sea of Japan. You got the Yellow Sea. And of course, you got North Korea up there. Makes sense. North Korea is north of South Korea. Daejeon. Stay here if you want crispy, chocolatey Chocoheim. Sorry for the shaking of the thing. I've got my fan on underneath, my overhead fan. It is way too hot. I would normally turn it off to do this video, but it is way too hot to not have a fan on right now. So we got Busan, home to Haedong Yeonggungsa. I'm probably mangling these names. I'm sorry. A seaside Buddhist temple originally built in 1376. That's cool. And then Bosong. Stroll through green tea fields or take a dip in green tea infused hot springs. Ooh, green tea hot springs. It's like you're taking a bath in tea. And then Jeju, the famous Jeju tangerine grows on this volcanic island, and I'm about to taste it. And then there's a little man with Universal Yums, and then we got the secret puzzle, and we got a South Korean game, and then of course the awards. So let's check out what's in this box. Once again, we have a little booklet that'll tell us more about South Korea, has some puzzles in it, and has information about all of these delicious looking snacks. So we got here Choco Corn Puffs. Now that's a new one. Of course, we're all used to, here in America, we're used to Cheetos, which are cheese corn puffs, and you know, you got some hot and spicy ones, some bacon flavored ones, various different things, but they're always savory. I don't know that I've ever had, I probably have had like a cinnamon kind of corn puff, but certainly never a Choco one, so that's exciting. We got some cheddar cheese kettle chips here, so that should be kind of a familiar thing. And sweet and spicy wheat snack right here, so this looks pretty good. And we got a Yum Yum bag. What is in here? This is different. Good things come in small packages. As we've been searching the world each month for the best yums to bring you, we often stumble on smaller finds that are big on crazy flavor, but small in size. The Yum bag is loaded with these discoveries. Inside this bag, there will be some yums you'll wish there were more of, and others that you'll wish we never found, but that's all part of the fun. Ooh, so they, I think they just put some of the smaller things, like last time on the Israel one, they had like some Turkish Delight and stuff that didn't really have its own packaging. So I think that's what that's for, is just to put its own packaging in it. Put it in some packaging, so it's not just sitting there. Hot chicken crunchy corn puffs. Oh man, that sounds awesome and tasty. Got some green tea Choco Pies, which sounds like something I will either love or hate. And we got some Crown. It says Crown. I don't know what this is. I'll have to find out when I look at the in the booklet. They're only 25 calories each. We got some Coke Dasa White Tort. We got some Victory Pie. That sounds like fun. Victory Pie. Crown Victory Pie. And we got some Chocoheim. Choco Hazelnut. I don't know what that is either, but that sounds like fun. I love me some hazelnut, as I told you last time. Oh, there's more white tort. There's 2 white torts after all. And then we got Peppero. The box is gonna fly away. #1 Korea brand almond and chocolate pepper. This looks like Pocky Sticks. Like I've gotten from the Japan import section of the grocery store. And then sweet and sour chewy strawberry. Is this gum? I think. Well, we'll find out when I read the booklet and I start tasting these things. So that's the unboxing portion, and if you'll prepare yourselves, I will be back momentarily with the taste test portion. And we're back. So just like last time, I wanted to show you a little something of the world, of the area that these snacks are all coming from. This is a free picture I found on Pixabay, and this is the Latte World Tower. So this was actually referenced in the material that we got for South Korea in this box. This is the 5th tallest building in the world that the Choco Pies, their headquarters is somewhere in there. So that's pretty cool. And you can see it just dominates. This is Seoul, of course, the capital of South Korea, and that building just dominates the skyline. It is so much taller than everything else around it, even though, you know, Seoul is one of it's a giant city, all kinds of tech advances and stuff going on there all the time. So there you go. That's what that looks like, and I'm just gonna go ahead and turn off my green screen filter so that you can see the green in the box, or in the boxes and bags and stuff again. All right, so there you go. All right, so the first item on our list today is the tteokbokki snack. And I underlined some stuff so I don't have to go searching as much this time. This is based on a famous bright red South Korean dish called tteokbokki, which means stir-fried rice cakes. And at one point, for about 500 years, from 1392 to 1897, the dish was so special it was called Gungjung tteokbokki. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, which means palace tteokbokki, and it was only served to royals. And it was just plain rice cakes then, and now they've added a sweet and spicy sauce to it, and so this is the snack version of that. And here is what that looks like. It just kind of looks like a seasoned and coated, like a ziti, like a pasta. So let's try this. So it's got some of that soy sauce sweetness, where you're like, okay, that's sweet, but it's not too sweet. And it's got a little bit of spice to it. The book made it sound like it was going to be pretty spicy. It's not too spicy, at least not for me. Though, after I swallow it, it's getting more and more spicy, the aftertaste. But that's pretty good. I like that a lot. I'll definitely be eating more of that. So next up is the green tea choco pie. Since the 1970s, the choco pie has been beloved by North and South Koreans alike. This is one of the few things they can agree on. So this cracks me up. At one point, they were even given to North Korean factory laborers as work bonuses instead of cash. That part doesn't crack me up. That actually kind of makes me sad. Over time, however, a choco pie black market formed in North Korea. And when the country's leaders caught wind, they banned the treat out of fear it would become a symbol of capitalism. So the South Koreans, and I don't know how much you're familiar with South Korean and North Korean relations. I'm more familiar with them than I might have expected myself to be. Like, I don't know a lot about most international relations, but I do know a little bit about how South Korea likes to kind of fight the war recently, because they're still technically a war. They like to fight the war more through symbols than through like firearms. So they do things like they just set up giant speakers at the DMZ and they'll play K-pop, just blast it over the border, because that's illegal in North Korea, and they'll do crazy things. So one of the things they did was South Korean activists came together to send balloons carrying 10,000 choco pies over the border to their hungry North Korean neighbors. And that's a thing that they do, is they'll send balloons just carrying pamphlets or items over the border just to cause trouble. So this is choco pie. This is green tea choco pie. So it's got some matcha in here, and it looks like a little Debbie snack. Here's what it looks like on the inside. Let me see if I can dim the light enough so you can see. Green tea wafers. And I'm going to be real honest with you, there's not a lot of flavor there besides that chocolate covering, at least not on that first bite. It tastes like a chocolate marshmallow thing, like a Little Debbie snack, just the same as everything else. Alright, so next up is Almond Pepero. And this is the Korea #1 brand. Latte again. So this probably also comes from that tower. So this is on November 11th, 11/11. They celebrate Pepero Day, and they give these to each other as treats, which is pretty fun. And you look in here, got a little green bag in here, and well, they're kind of all stuck together. They maybe melted a little bit, it looks like, in shipment. But this is it's basically Pocky. It's the same idea. Biscuits covered with chocolate. I'm not complaining. I like Pocky. And the Pocky I can get doesn't come with almonds on it, so that improves it. Alright, so next up we have the strawberry sweet and sour, which I'm holding upside down. Sweet and sour chewy. So this is a candy, not a gum. And it's got a little open tab on it. So let's try this out. There's actually a long rivalry between Japan and South Korea, not China. I mean, there's probably between China and Japan too. There's a lot of rivalries going on with the Asian countries that we're just not very aware of here in America. But apparently there's one where Japanese officials claimed that strawberries come from them and that all the strawberries in South Korea were brought there by them, and it's a big deal. And the Koreans, the South Koreans say, no, we took your strawberries and we made them better. So there are strawberries now. But either way, South Korea rivals Japan in the strawberry market. And then, so we've got this sweet and sour strawberry chew. Which is a lot like you would expect an American candy with the same advertising to have. It's pretty good. It's going to take me a minute to eat it. Okay, so we had a bit of a technical malfunction. I stopped the recording because it was taking me a while to eat that thing. And then I didn't turn it back on. So I've now tried everything and just realized that I wasn't recording. So I'm going to show you all this stuff again. Alright, so what I'm going to start with is one of the things that was in my Yum bag. This is rice candy. And this is amazing. This is probably my favorite thing in there. I'm actually not going to eat this right this second. I'm going to set this aside. This is hard candy. So that's going to take a while to eat. It's amazing though. It really does taste like rice. It has little bits of rice inside of it. Let me see if I can show you. I managed to get the lighting right before. I think you can see the little things. There's actual kernels or whatever you call them of rice. Do I still have the packaging up here? Here's what the packaging looks like. Now that I've torn into it. And it tastes like rice, which, duh, but still, I was like, rice candy is gonna just be candy that will, it has rice in it, but it won't taste like rice, but it totally does, and it is amazing, and I think it's my favorite thing in this whole box. Alright, so this is the packaging for the Jeju Tangerine Jelly. This is the other thing. These are the two things inside of this bag here, this Yum bag. So this is what half of one looks like. And I'm going to eat this other half now. So this is made from the Jeju tangerines that grow on that volcanic island that we discussed during the unboxing. And it is really good. It tastes, a lot of American candy, you don't really get much of the fruit flavor to it. You get a lot of sugar flavor. And that, I can really taste the tangerine in it, even though it's still very sweet. It's great. I love that. All right, so next up is the Chamsal Singua. And the interesting thing they wrote on here is that apparently in 1500 BC, rice was used as a currency in South Korea. And it was not pennies, it was like $100 bills. So obviously rice is not as expensive anymore. These are just rice cakes, basically. They're soy sauce covered rice cakes. So this is what the packaging looks like. This is what part of a rice cake looks like. And it tastes like a rice cake with a little bit of soy sauce on it. Very good flavor, especially if you like rice cakes. I'm not actually a huge fan of them, but yeah, with that little bit of soy sauce added on there, really good. All right, so then we've got the choco corn. So apparently when American soldiers came to South Korea for the Korean War, they shared around their Hershey's rations, and that was the first time South Korea was really introduced to chocolate. As a country, they've only been making chocolate for 60 years, and rather than doing what everyone else does and just making candy bars, they said, you know what, we're gonna just put it into our other recipes. So this basically looks like a chocolate Cheeto, and that's basically what it reads that it is. But it tastes way better than anything that looks and is described as a chocolate Cheeto should. It's got a little bit of coconut in there. It kind of melts in your mouth. It is delicious. Highly recommend that. It is really good. All right, so then we've got nope, not that. This. Excuse me. The Cook Das White Torte. So this right here, the little blurb here goes into an Asian tradition that you may have heard of if you are big into Asian cultures, called White Day. So Valentine's Day in Asian cultures, I know specifically South Korea because I have a friend who lives in South Korea who's told me about this. So Valentine's Day is not just about general love. It's about, okay, you got to treat the women. Treat the women in your life, or specifically your girlfriend, wife, whoever. And then a month later in March, they have what they call White Day, where the women reciprocate for the men. So this is what this looks like. And it's just kind of a little cookie, like a vanilla cookie with a little chocolate swirl, and it's got mascarpone filling, which is mascarpone cream filling, and mascarpone is a kind of cheese. So good. Big fan of that. Big fan of most of this, if you can't tell. So the next up, we have the cheddar cheese kettle chips. These are cheese kettle chips. I mean, we're not doing anything special here. Though the blurb on this one is one of my favorites. It says, South Koreans are totally obsessed with cheese. They have the third fastest growing market for cheese in the world. But it's not just eating cheese. Apparently it is, in Seoul, it's fashionable to just wear shirts or sweaters that just say cheese on them and nothing else. Well, not like that's all they wear, but like, oh, it's all that's on the shirt. It just says cheese. And they have a popular cheese theme park where you can go on cheese-inspired rides and make your own cheese on site. And also, apparently, if you're posing for a photo in South Korea, you don't say cheese, you say kimchi. Which makes sense, because kimchi is ubiquitous there in the same way that cheese is here. And these are amazing. It's basically what you would expect from a cheddar cheese chip. The thing is that in America, we pretty much only have cheese, cheddar, and sour cream flavored chips. And this strips the sour cream out of there, which is a completely unnecessary flavor. And oh boy, is that good. All right, so then we've got Chocoheim, which, oh, excuse me, there's not much that they had to say about this. Apparently, they've done South Korea before. So this is packaging. which is upside down, but I've torn it open, so I can't hold it open. And then this is what wafers actually look like. If I can shadow so you can see. They've done South Korea before, and this was one of the favorites in that box. And it's just vanilla wafer with chocolate hazelnut cream filling. And if you like chocolate hazelnut, you'll like that. Let me get my microphone back up here. Hopefully you heard everything I just said, because I'm not re-recording it. And last, but certainly not least, we have the hot Gangnam chicken snack. Which actually, this is a corn puff that actually does contain meat. So, apparently when those American soldiers were there, they weren't just sharing chocolate, they shared fried chicken with the South Koreans, and they fell in love with it. Apparently KFC has a big market share there, but they have their own chains and their own way of doing fried chicken. According to this, they double fry it, which means less grease and more crunch. And then they put it in different sauces, and this is this is supposed to taste like fried chicken with one of their sweet and spicy sauces on it. And man, it's sweet, it's spicy, it tastes like fried chicken, and it's really good. And I desperately wish we had those in our grocery stores here in America, because I would eat them all the time. So maybe it's better that we don't. So that is this month's Universal Yums bag. And then we got this booklet here, South Korea booklet, which has all kinds of interesting information in it. I'm not going to share all that information with you because, well, I don't want to give away everything. And you should absolutely I'm not being paid to advertise for Universal Yums, but if you have some extra money and you want to try some different snacks, I absolutely recommend these to you. These are a lot of fun. I skipped one. I skipped one. There's a reason for it. So there's not really a reason for it, but you're going to say there's a Freudian reason for it. This is the Crown Blueberry Vic Pie. This is the one that we held up before, and we said, oh, that's Victory Pie. You can see it's got a blueberry on there. I didn't realize that's what that was. Apparently, blueberries were not really a thing in South Korea. They didn't care for them until the international media said these are a superfood, and then all of a sudden they were like, oh, blueberries and everything. So Crown took advantage of it. They made this chocolate wafer cookie pie thing is similar to anything. So you'll find similar things in American supermarkets, and they put blueberry jam inside of it. And this is perfectly good if you like blueberries. I don't like blueberries, so this is not really my thing, so I'm not going to have another bite of it. But you'll say, oh, that's why you skipped it, because you don't like those. And maybe that is, but it wasn't intentional. Anyway, so I won't give you all the details of all of the puzzles and the trivia and the recipes in here, because I don't want to give everything away. But absolutely, you should be investigating these Universal Yums boxes for yourselves. I wish they'd pay me to advertise for them, because I'd love to get paid to advertise for something that I'm already advertising and enjoying quite a bit. But they're great, and I absolutely highly recommend them. This is the only kind of loot box thing I've ever done that I've really enjoyed, and I learned so much for the various the booklets come with information about the cultures that's really interesting, and the food is of course really interesting, and it's all really good, which is honestly, I wasn't convinced. When I first ordered this, I was like, I'll try it, it'll be interesting, it's fun to branch out a little bit, but I didn't expect to actually enjoy it. But I have enjoyed all of this, excuse me, I've enjoyed all of this a great deal. So yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Let me know in the comments below which snack sounds the best to you out of all these. Obviously, you don't know. I do know, because I got to eat them all, and you should absolutely be jealous of that. But let me know what you think below would be the best tasting, or what's the weirdest sounding one. I'm going to go with the Choco Puffs for the weirdest sounding one. And like, they're not, you'd almost think, well, maybe they're like Cocoa Puffs. And they're not, though, because they melt in your mouth, and there's a lot more chocolate flavor and a lot less sugary cereal flavor to them. And but anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little bit. I certainly had fun with it. And until next time, I hope you have a beautiful day, and may all of your paths be paved with hexagonal stones. Here's a quick shout out to all of my patrons. For as little as $1 a month, you too can have your name listed here. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons to help me reach more people.